And next, Robert, I have the trailer for, and I've never seen this, but since we've been bringing it up a lot, 1994's The Stand.
All right. I don't know if I've seen that. I don't know. We'll see.
I didn't know there was one, but you know what? I have seen this originally. I do remember seeing it on TV.
All right.
But I haven't seen this in 30 years.
I'll see if it spurs on any memories.
Okay.
Because I was 24.
24. All right. Let's take a gander.
From Stephen King, the master of suspense, comes his all-time bestseller.
Containment breach! We've had a major containment breach! Use the manual gate override Champion! Do it now! Champion! You'll have to close the gate!
A deadly virus released by a government mistake. A frantic military willing to stop at nothing to cover up the terrible truth.
The so-called super flu does not exist.
What did you do? What did you people do?
As the plague sweeps out of control, a nation erupts, society crumbles, the end is here.
The monster's here! The darkman's here!
Now, all that remains, the demon, the prophet, and those chosen to survive. Drawn by dreams of an old woman,
be coming along to see me, won't you, Larry?
the chosen ones stream to Colorado to find their dreams are real.
Help us to be true, dear Lord. Help us to stand.
In Las Vegas, an army of darkness assembles, controlled by dreams of their leader, Randall Flagg.
Go for it.
Do it, Harold, do it! It's time to make your stand.
She already said that.
I know.
The ultimate stand against the forces of evil. Molly Ringwald, Rob Lowe, Laura San Giacomo, Gary Sinise, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Ruby
He's
Dee,
in there for 10 seconds.
James Sheridan, Stephen King's The Stand.
Okay, so that was like, that trailer was kind of all over the place. It felt like two trailers. It ended, and then they're like, and then in Las Vegas, an army of darkness.
And this is how it ends.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
He's in 2 scenes, I think.
He's in 2 scenes. Maybe he has 5 words. He's coming for you, Larry, and bring out your dead. But was he a huge star in '94? That
no,
I feel like he wasn't.
Nobody was. I don't think anybody was tuning in for.
No. Why would they make him in there? That is so weird.
You need to take the stand.
And the prophet, yo, stand.
It reminds me of Edward Scissorhands, where they're like, old lady voice. I'm young, but when I'm old lady, I'll talk like this.
Every time it snows.
Yeah, I was like, do old people talk like that? I don't know. It's just I hate that in movies.
Me too. Yeah, that crickety old voice. It's like a character.
Yeah, what I thought did best, and obviously I'm going on a weird tangent here, like A League of Their Own, where they actually had older actors, but were dubbed by Gina Davis or whatever, because there was like, of course your voice is not going to change that much,
right?
Well, I should say except for Harrison Ford, because now we saw the reverse of that, where we had old gruff voice with his 32-year-old self. I'm like, something's not right.
Something's not lining up. Something's not happening.
But I did forget, because I do remember the ground lit up with the stand, that kind of the graphic and stuff like that, because they would do that in between every commercial break, because we had to watch it live back then.
Right. It had to be
I remember
live.
I was like in Sarasota, and I was flying back, and I was like, I can't miss it, because we could set the VCRs to record it, but you had to watch it live. Otherwise, that was it. You couldn't see it.
That was it. No, that was it. That was tough too, because if you really missed something, you really missed something, and you had to forget about it. or
Oh
else it
yeah.
would bother you.
If something wasn't recorded, that
Let
was
me
it.
ask you, yeah, if you didn't have it, it
Mm.
doesn't exist. There's a theory, a fan theory about the stand where the people in the lab died from poison gas from the government killing them off, as opposed to the super flu. What do you think about that? And I'll tell you why. There's no trace. Obviously, King wrote it that it was the super flu that killed him.
Yeah.
But they don't really have in the miniseries in the book. They're not really described as having super flu symptoms.
They're just immediately dead.
But in the book, if you remember, two of the doctors like have sex. Like they had time really quick to have sex before killing themselves. So there's a lot of inconsistencies. Do you
Yeah.
have any like? What do you
No,
think?
I mean that makes sense because it would like they should have just like killed everybody, shut it, sealed up, kill everybody, shut it down,
Right.
to stop people, and that's why people were immediately dead, because people were like literally halfway through
They had like
eating
their
lunch.
soup bowls.
Yeah, so, and we're just like, wait a sec, and they're, yeah, if it was this super flu, even in the fastest super flu, everybody be dying on the toilet or something,
Right. Right.
and people are like,
Exactly.
where is everybody?
What's happening?
And did they do it better in the Stand remake in that realm? I don't know. Did we
They
yeah, I don't.
they only showed somebody dying very
Yeah.
quickly and then Campion leaving.
Yeah. So maybe, I don't know. So maybe I don't know.
It's an interesting thought because
Yeah.
they didn't really have like tube neck in the.
Yeah.
But I don't
So
know.
I think I would agree that the government had a
Like a failsafe.
yeah, just like let's shut this down and
Yeah.
shield it off.
Because in the book Campion was in a tower. In the
Mhm.
miniseries he's in a guard booth. But the other argument was how did Campion get this in the miniseries? He was like outside, like away from the facility.
That's
There's no
true.
way it could leak out. And then
Yeah.
somebody's like, well, maybe he walked past the vents. I'm like, no, it was like underground. The flu doesn't go through like cement and
No.
dirt to get
And,
you.
and that would have been, they would have been super sealed. That all would have been super sealed. So
Right.
So now I don't like any of the stands. It's all made like they got
It's
all
all
of this wrong. You're right. None of this is realistic anymore.
I can't do it.
I'm going to shut it down and say I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
None of this would have happened.
Oh god. I
Yeah.
know.
Unless he maybe he had already had it and then at some point something
Right.
triggered, that everybody already had it at some point.
Yeah, and something
And
triggered.
they just realized that the two people, but
Yeah. It's a good point.
I'll suspend disbelief for a little while, but
Yeah. Right.
and that it got out of Texas somehow too.
Right. Texas.